Welcome back, Math 20-3. Today's lesson is wrapping up chapter 7.1, Personal Budget. It's part 2 of the video, if you will. Today, what we're going to do is mainly about budget and planning. Why budget and planning is significant? Because here's the thing. When it comes to any type of expenses, you have regular expenses, and you also have variable expenses, and you have unexpected expenses. Now, fortunately, something that is easy to plan ahead, so a month after this or 2 months, 3 months, it can be short-term or long-term planning. However, in either cases, regular expense is easy to deal with. And those are the one where you, for example, know any type of rent, loan, if you borrow money for education, something like that, mortgage. I mean, I'm not saying these are small amount of money, but it is predictable. You know what bill will expect it. Another part is something that relatively small, like cell phone bill, utility bill, even though it changed, something like that. Variable, a little bit hard to predict sometimes because it really depends on what you do, and those are the one that still doesn't surprise you, and that's the one where, for example, eating out. So go to restaurant, those kind of thing, or any type of skip the dish, those kind of thing, or any type of transportation. And when I say transportation, it's kind of like a gas bill, if you will, because gas bill changes all the time, right? So, as you may notice, variable expenses are some of the expenses where you can predict at one point, or even if you cannot predict, it's not something that surprises you. Let's put it that way. On the other hand, unexpected one, this is something that we may not expect. And not only timing, but also amount too. Related to this, and because we have unexpected expense, this is the reason why we need to plan our budget before the big purchase. Because of this unexpected expenses. And a good example that you can think of is house. Like imagine you're purchasing a house or something that's trip. And I understand if you're a regular traveler, this may not be surprising, but trip due to some kind of family event like birth of your cousin, or it can be a death of elderly family member, something like that. So unexpected trip, or it can be some kind of a big purchase like car, or even if you're not purchasing a car, like what about car has a problem, something like that. So long story short, you have a lot of unexpected big expense that can come out from this unexpected category. So today's job is basically finding out and predicting whether we can purchase something with our budget or not. We are gonna talk about that, which is a little bit of a mathematical analysis and evaluation process involved. What we're going to do is, well, there's an example of page 336. That's what we're going to do. And I may copy this table, but before I go, I'm gonna read a question. Rachel's budgeted income and expenses are shown below. She wants to replace her car in 1 year. She expects that she will be able to sell her old car for $1,500. Assuming she saves any extra income, how much money will she have for a new car? So Basically, it's a little open-ended question because we need to calculate how much room do we have. So let's talk about positive and negative income. This is a positive part. Expenses. That's negative part because you spend, right? Whether you want it or not. So first thing first, we have regular payment. So that's it's like a paycheck. 1,100. Other income, tutor. 300. So it seems like she have been tutoring quite a long time. Babysitting. 250. Some expenses, rent. That's a regular expenses, 500. Utility, 150. Car insurance, 125. Gas price, 80. Clothes, 100. Grocery, 175. Entertainment, $50. It's almost done. Miscellaneous, 25. Now, in order to, and by the way, before let's step back a little bit. We now know her income versus outcome. Now, one thing that we need to understand is she says she expects that she will be able to sell her old car for 1,500, and assuming she save any extra income, how much money will she have for a new car? So she's thinking of selling her old car and then possibly purchase a new car with her expenses, with whatever income source that she has. So let's talk about net expenses first in order to do everything. So that means net expense. Let's find out how much she used all of her money. So 500 rand plus 150, 125, 80, 100, and 175, 50, and 25. If you add everything, we have $1,205. That is net expenses. Similarly, you have to do her monthly income, net income. And we're going to add it up. 1,100 plus 300 plus 250 provides you 1,650.00. And now, know the fact that first of all, it is good thing that she have more net income. That means she doesn't have any of a debt. And now, what I'm going to do is how much money that is left over after those. Then it's simple. We need to calculate the net, basically. Net income minus net expenses. That provides you $445. A small amount that is left over, but it is understandable at the same time. Now this is how much she saved per month, or at least this month. Now let's talk about her what was that? Used car selling situation, which is a different section. All right. So in previous calculation, we found that there's about $445.00. That is how much room that we have. That's extra money. Now, if she successfully sell her old car, that become a source of an income. So I like to say unexpected income in that case. Because you don't do this kind of deal all the time. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, but before we do, I almost forgot. This $445 per month. So we need to actually consider what about per year, which is that amount multiplied by 12. That becomes, let's actually do that first. $5,340 is how much you save extra per year. And in addition to that, if we have unexpected income, which is selling the old car, then we're gonna have eventually 6,840 and 0 cent. So we have that much of money. And assuming that she buy or plan to buy a new car this year, if she planned to buy a new car, she has about 6,840 available in her saving. Now, as you may know, that's not good enough to buy a new car. Then what happened? What she can do is this then. This is going beyond the calculation. Maybe she can, so there's an option. This is a realistic advice. She may use this as a down payment, which is lump sum. And when it comes to the remainder amount, let's say the car is $12,000, which is almost like a little less than double or something like that, then in that case, the rest of the amount can be used as or can be paid with interest rate, whatever that percentage will be, but it can be monthly or it can be bi-weekly and so on. That is how you purchase a big properties like car or house, something like that. If you cannot pay the whole thing, which as I understand most of the cases, but in that case, you pay whatever amount that is available to your lump sum, and then you can pay rest of them as monthly or bi-weekly. And that's why there's a lot of advertisement in TV about this low interest rate or 0% if it's divided into, I don't know, it depends on the company and deal of that month or weeks or whatever. So have that in your mind. That is how you can purchase a big properties. That is today's lesson. Your homework is on page 337. I want you to do number 7 and 8. When it comes to, there you go. When it comes to rest of practice new skill, I want you to do number 2 and 4.